What does letting go mean for you?
Letting go. It's something I've been dealing with a lot lately, so it's a good time for this question. Like on a personal level and on a business level, I've been experiencing a lot of change lately. And in the past, this kind of drastic change, it would have really affected me in a negative way, because it's like holding onto a rope really tight and someone's pulling it out of your hands. The harder you hold, your hands will start to bleed and you hurt yourself more, you know? So in life, whether it's your business that's been, during COVID, for example, there's many people that have had their businesses destroyed, and also I imagine many relationships, couples have been put under a lot of stress, financially, emotionally, and there's many relationships that will be ending and starting and all this stuff. And I guess for me, it's the ability to let go of these things, and it allows you to move on, to adapt, to change quicker in a less painful way. So it's about letting go of the things around you and not holding on, because holding on can hurt you more. This again takes me back to spiritual practice. Spiritual practice can only be done alone. And when you are alone and you're meditating or you're doing yoga or whatever it might be that your practice is, it reminds you that you are a sovereign being and that everything that you require is within you already. So it's a case of you can let go of everything and just be in a state of complete bliss and being, And in that moment, you don't need anyone or anything to define you. And you're letting go of everything, All these Buddhist monks for hundreds of years have spent their entire lives owning one item of clothing, sitting in a temple, meditating for hundreds or 50 years or 60 years in their entire life, And these people are one end of the extreme scale where they just don't need anything. They let go of all possession, even I think they abstinate from sex, they let go of everything. For me, on a personal level, this is one end of the extreme. It's probably too far for me, because I also want to remember that I'm here in this 3D world, and we chose this existence for a reason. I believe our souls chose to be here, and we are here to, on one level, have a connection to spirit, which is very important, have a connection to ourselves, which is very important, but also to be here and be present in each moment and enjoy life. Spend time with your children, dancing in the rain, running across the beach, sitting by trees and all this stuff. So, it's about, like, for me, it's about being present here and now, and also not being attached to everything.
Okay. While we're talking about this, I want to ask you another question as well. That's not in the list.
Sure.
How have you, or what have you come across? Which ways and methods and exercises and processes have you come across during your time of how to let go?
How to let go. It's an act of surrender, During plant medicine ceremonies, I would often encounter very difficult circumstances. For anyone listening, plant medicine, more specifically, I'm talking about ayahuasca, which is a sacred psychedelic visionary plant, which you ingest, and it induces very strong visions and experiences and feelings and emotions. And during this time, I realized that the more I resist, the more pain and the more difficult it becomes, So I have to literally lie back and spread my arms and surrender completely, to allow whatever has to happen, and to let it come through me and go. So it's about the learning to surrender. It's a difficult one, because our ego never wants to surrender. When we are, there's an interesting story I can tell you. Yeah, there's a man I knew who did a plant medicine called iboga. And iboga is very introspective. It's very deep, very long journey. And he said during his journey, he saw himself, and he saw a bird fly into him, and I think it was a tiger, And he said in the beginning, the bird was, beautiful, singing, dancing. The bird was him. This bird was your soul. It's your child. It's like the perfect version of you. And the tiger is there to protect the bird, to make sure no one harms the bird. The tiger is just sitting in the back, peacefully minding his own business, and the bird is singing and dancing. But then as you grow old in life, as things happen, and things start to attack the bird. Whether it's a parent abusing you, whether you see someone harming someone, whether you see someone killing an animal, or you see war on the TV, the soul gets scared. Your bird gets scared, starts to get upset, and the tiger starts to think, oh, the bird needs to be kept safe. And it keeps the bird safe. And then over the years and years and years, the tiger starts to come more and more and more to protect this bird. And eventually it says to the bird, just you go back, just you stay in the back. I'll take care of this, And so the bird goes away to where it can be safe, where it can't be harmed, and the tiger protects. This tiger is your ego. So your ego is healthy to an extent because it's there to make you survive during traumatic experiences, to help you survive war, abuse, trauma. Your ego protects you. However, when the ego starts to realize that it's there and it goes from being a protector to becoming a tyrant. It starts to protect you and then it starts to dominate. So it makes all your decisions for you. And the voice of your soul is no longer heard. So your ego wants more money, more power, more protection, because the more money you have, the more power you have, the more land you have, the more protected you are. This is what it is. And the men that run the world today, do you know what they are? They're unhealed children. They're children that are not healed because they grow old and they want to impose their power on others. It's like a child who's angry. He's lost his temper. Someone stole his toy. How does he react? He gets angry. He gets frustrated. He makes his fist. He starts to cry. So when you're a man and you have $1 billion in the bank and you have the same feeling, when you impose power on others, it's very dangerous because you can start ignite wars. You can have control massive populations, And this is this just came up for me during this conversation. It's like an interesting analogy of the ego, the soul, and why the world is the way it is today. And I find it to be really powerful for me, so I wanted to share that.
I'm not going to lie to you, like I'm kind of sitting here getting tears in my eyes. Like I've never heard it described like that. It's beautiful. Little birds, that is your soul, that is meant to be free and fly and sing and be a little bird. And I can this massive tiger at the back, and to protect it. Thank you.